Congresswoman Jackie Speier chairs the Armed Services Subcommittee on Military Personnel.
Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone, to the Military Personnel Subcommittee of the Armed Services Committee. I want to thank the active duty transgender service members who are with us today. Being here in the same room as senior Defense Department officials in front of Congress, representing yourselves and your fellow transgender service members, even in your civilian capacities, takes tremendous courage. Somehow, testifying in front of Congress is not close to the most courageous thing you have done. From a young age, you have made a series of difficult choices in order to live in a way that honors yourselves, your communities, and your country. Despite living in a nation where many discriminate against you, you made a choice that fewer and fewer Americans make. You joined the military and risked your lives and your family's well-beings for our safety. And how has the administration thanked you? By treating you like a liability, not an asset. By maliciously jeopardizing your careers and trivializing your sacrifice. 14,700 transgender individuals continue to serve ably. They are exceptional, but also exceptionally normal. Like their fellow soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, they proudly serve the Constitution, our nation, and the Commander-in-Chief. Our 5 witnesses today have shown uncommon bravery, making choices throughout their lives. And today, Lieutenant Commander Dremen, Captain Stillick, Captain Peace, Hospital Corpsman 3rd Class Wyatt, and Staff Sergeant King have made the courageous choice to come advocate for themselves and their peers. I believe that transgender service ban is discriminatory, unconstitutional, and self-defeating. Open transgender service the last 2.5 years has been an unequivocal success. When asked by Congress, the 5 service chiefs indicated that open service has not caused unit readiness or cohesion problems. Let me repeat that. When the chiefs were asked this question, they made it clear that unit readiness and cohesion were not impacted by the service of transgender service members. Instead, discharging transgender service members would hamper unit readiness, robbing formations of needed security personnel, intelligence officers, and leaders without warning. Not allowing transgender service members to join the military would cost us recruits at a time so few Americans are willing to serve. Telling transgender service members they can serve but not fully express their identities would represent a return to the fraught paranoia of don't ask, don't tell. Transgender troops have the right to serve as their full selves and shouldn't have to live in fear of being found out. Our 5 witnesses and their peers deserve better than to have bias, misconception, and ignorance end or limit their careers. Let me tell you a little more about the 5 witnesses joining us today. They are subject matter experts who have lived open transgender service and best understand how it affects our unit readiness and cohesion. Lieutenant Commander Blake Dremen. I think we're going to see a photograph. There she is. There he is. Lieutenant Commander Blake Dremen has served in the Navy for over 15 years, since joining in 2003. He has been recognized for his exemplary service as the recipient of the USS Maine Logistics Excellence Award and the 2015 Vice Admiral Robert F. Batchelder Award. Thank you. Captain Olivia Stellick. Her picture in uniform. Has been serving in the Army for over 10 years, since commissioning out of West Point as a second lieutenant in 2008. She served as an infantry officer and completed the Ranger course. Captain Stellick deployed to Afghanistan with the Stryker Brigade Combat Team. Her personal awards include the Bronze Star Medal and the Meritorious Service Medal. Thank you. Captain Jennifer Peace has served for over 15 years since first enlisting in the Army in 2003 and commissioning as an officer in 2009. Through numerous combat deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan and positions of command, she has excelled as an intelligence officer. Now selected for promotion to Major, Captain Peace's awards include the Meritorious Service Medal and the Joint Service Commendation Medal. Thank you. Hospital Corpsman, 3rd Class, Akira Wyatt, emigrated to the United States from the Philippines at age 15. She has served over 7 years since enlisting in the U.S. Navy in 2011 and continues to serve as a corpsman with Marine infantry units. She has deployed numerous times across the globe. Her personal awards include the Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal. Thank you. And Staff Sergeant Patricia King, a combat-tested infantry soldier who has served 19 years in the United States Army. She has deployed to Afghanistan 3 times and has served across the globe. Her awards include the Combat Infantryman's Badge and the Bronze Star. Thank you. Thank you all for your contributions to our nation and to our military. You are the first 5 transgender service members ever to testify openly in front of the House of Representatives. The very first 5. And how fitting that you do it not as individuals, but as a team. How just that you can at last represent yourselves and your peers in front of this body. My colleagues and I need to hear from you, understand your stories, and appreciate what you've done. We have the opportunity to pass legislation such as the bill I introduced earlier this month that would allow transgender service members to join and also serve openly. Congress cannot let the administration's discriminatory impulses win out. Before we make that decision, we need to meet you face to face, to look you in the eye, to affirm that service by openly transgender troops is normal, it's necessary, and it is just. Today is an opportunity for all of us and the department to learn about why you're serving and what you've accomplished. This is time to learn and not to peddle in misconceptions, bad science, and bias. So let's dispel the phony myths. There is simply no rigorous evidence that transgender service members hamper unit cohesion or readiness. A consensus of top medical and psychological bodies, including the American Medical Association and the APA, have concluded that gender dysphoria does not pose a barrier to service. Transgender service members are deployable and effective. Their sense of duty, patriotism, and courage is no different from the other service members they stand shoulder to shoulder with. Those are the facts. Our witnesses will be able to illustrate them with their stories and their expertise. Also joining us is Dr. Jesse Ehrenfeld, the Joseph A. Johnson Jr. Distinguished Leadership Professor, that is a mouthful, at the Vanderbilt University School of Medicine. He was elected to the American Medical Association Board of Trustees in 2014. He is a combat veteran who has deployed to Afghanistan. Dr. Ehrenfeld has worked for years to capture and support the lives of LGBTQ people. Thank you.